Heyo, here we are back on Mars. Last time we were here was a while ago. We put some air in the base so we can breathe. We have some solar panels up that are not tracking and in a bad spot, and our wiring is a little crazy. So we're going to have to fix that. So goals today: move the solar panels, fix the wiring, get the tracking going, and then we'll see where we're at from there. So let's see. Gotta open our tool belt. Get that set up. Let's go outside and have a look around and see where we're at. Water and food is in the middle, so we're good for a bit. All right, so here we are outside. We've got power. Sun's up. So what I want to do is I want to take these down from here and set them up over here. So we're going to need some frames to do that. I want to set up at the same height, but I don't want them to block the view. So how much steel do we have? Take a look at our resources. Nothing there. Nothing there. Lots of steel there. So let's use our steel. And make some steel frames. Get those going. Want to put this away because I don't want to get destroyed by a storm. Iron, I think we can put the iron in there for now. Okay. Iron sheets. We've got iron sheets. Good. Steel sheets, we have 2. We'll need some more of those. So we want, I'm just going to extend this over. So we'll put 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 6, 5, 12. So we'll need 8 steel frames. We already have 4 iron frames. 6, 7, and finally 8. Okay, good. And let's get some sheets going. Okay. I don't know if you can hear that, but that's my dog Sherlock barking in the background. Okay, that should be enough sheets for now. So let's set up our base. Okay. And we'll just weld those guys up. Do not want to weld that one up. That's okay. Oh, we can't weld that one up because it needs steel. Okay. Now, what we want to do is add these here to put our solar panels on. Now we have 3 solar panels, so 3 frames should do for now. We can always add more later. Okay, so, well, the sun is still quickly up. Let's just put this stuff over here out of the way. We're gonna need some heavy cables. Get those going. And then I'm going to move this power. So we'll just quickly disassemble these. And put them up in their new location. Okay, I prefer to use the dual so you see we have dual, we have on the left you have your power, on the right you have your data. You can use an alternate version where you have them both up on side. I prefer to use both just because it makes programming simpler. Each their own. Okay, so we got those set up. We got some cables coming out here. One more, just to get rid of that 0.5. Okay, turn that off for now, because we're not getting any power from that. And we got these cables off here. So if I remember, the main power line was coming down here.
Hydration critical.
I'm just gonna grab this iron sheet back because we don't need that there. Iron sheet. So now our main power is going to come from over here, which is not that big a deal. Okay, so what I need to do is connect the main power. Now what I have to be cognizant of is I'm going to run the data cables from this side and I cannot cross them over. So what I'll do is I'll bring this down early instead of on the corner here where I would normally run it down just because it's nice and neat. But I need to leave room for the data, as you'll see. Okay, so there. Now we've reconnected our solar panels. They're not tracking yet. To make data, we're going to need data cables. And data can be transferred easily on regular cable because it doesn't use a lot of power. We don't have to worry about those cables blowing up. Okay, how are we for power? We're good. We have that. Excellent. Now, what we're also going to need to make is what's called a housing. So we're going to use IC housing and IC10 programming chip. We're also going to need to make a computer. But let's see if we can even make a housing. So we need copper, steel, and solder. Or some people say solder, depending on where you're from. I don't know if we have solder. Do we have solder? No, we may have to make some solder. So solder is an alloy. If you go into your Stationpedia and you look up solder or solder, it is an alloy that it's made from iron and lead. It is a low temperature alloy, so between 350 Kelvin to 550 Kelvin, and you need 1 megapascal to 100 megapascals of pressure. So if we look at our furnace right now, we have too much temperature, but we can fix that. And certainly enough pressure. But we need lead. Do we have any lead? I don't think we do. So we'll have to go get some lead. So let's go inside and take care of our water and food. Obviously, I jumped the gun there. What do we have for water and food? So we've got a cereal bar. And we have liquid. Perfect. How are these guys doing? They are thriving, 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 thriving. Also, we need to automate this because I don't know the status of our plants. So they are light deficient, so I'm going to turn this on for a bit so they keep thriving. We have no lead in here. No lead in here. Okay. It is darked out, so it's going to be difficult to go looking for lead, but we can put in our tracking chip. We can turn on our beacon, which is going to need a battery. We'll grab a battery from our drill. Oh, we don't want to use that battery. We want to make it back. Oh, I don't want to use that battery. We're getting a little low on batteries. Maybe what we'll do is close up our helmet, go outside, and get some batteries. Okay, turn this off. Put this battery in here. Put that battery in there. Swap out that battery for us. That's at 66. That's fine. We can put this into our beacon. Turn our beacon on. Confirm that it is on. Yep. Okay, we will get lost. Check our drill. 17% on our drill. Not quite what we want. So let's take this guy and swap that out. Okay, we're good. All right, let's go see if we can find some lead. And since there's some iron right here, and we need some iron, let's just get some iron just to be safe. All right, we could use, oh, there we go, just a touch to make it even 50. Excellent. Now, what I'll do is I'll just kind of circle around the base to see if there's any lead nearby. I may have seen lead in the past, but it's been a while since we played, so I don't remember what is where. So we'll just have a quick perimeter search. Maybe we'll get lucky. It doesn't look like we're getting lucky. So we'll head off in this direction. See what we see. What's this? Copper. Copper looks kind of like lead. Similar in appearance. We're good on oxygen, we're good on power, we're good on our waste tank. We're good on food, we're good on water. We are relatively safe at the moment. We don't need silicone, but since we're here, I'll just grab some because it's handy, and at some point we're gonna need it. So the lead that we're looking for now, and cobalt, and some of the other materials are a little harder to find. Not as common as, say, iron. So if you see them, sometimes it's good just to grab them, like this silver, for example. At some point, we're going to need to make an alloy called electrum. And it's just good to have some silver around, just in case. Let's move this out of here. Aha! Look at this. We have lead. You can see how it looks kind of like copper. If I had some copper around, I'd show you. But we need to get 50 lead. So hopefully there's enough in this deposit that we can get 50. Oh, you can see there's some copper there. Okay, so this actually works out well. You can see there's the copper and there's the lead. They're very similar in appearance. Probably gonna need some copper too, so we might as well get it while we're here. 40 lead, we're close. If worst comes to worst, we'll just use 40. I would prefer 50 just because. And there we go. We got our 50. Alright, and let's just see if there's a little bit more copper left over. No, no copper. Okay, well, we didn't have to go too far from the base, it looks like. Which is good. A little more lead. Again, it's a more rare material, so if you have the opportunity to get it, you should just grab it. You can always throw it in a box, get it later. When you want it, you can never find it. Alrighty. Where is our base? Well, looking around here, I don't know where it is. I think maybe over that mountain, but I don't know. So that's why we have our track on. And look, it is indeed over that mountain. And we are 150 meters away. Oh. We should grab a little coal while we're here, because we modified our power system. We want to just top it up. A little coal wouldn't hurt. Also, you need coal to make steel. So again, when you see coal, till you're much later in the game when you have a plethora, you need to just kind of, grab it while you see it. Alright, mining is boring to watch, I apologize, but we needed to get these things. It is part of the game. Later on, we're going to build a bigger mining tool, which is much more efficient. What's this over here? Oh, that's gold. Okay, we'll come back here later. Lots of good stuff on this side of the mountain. Good to know, good to know. It's a big iron deposit on top. And there is our base. So we are getting some sun. We gotta be careful. If you fall down the hill too fast like that and you don't pay attention, you can crack your suit. Ask me how I know. So you want to avoid that if possible. So I'll put this away and you can see we are getting a little bit of power, but not a great amount of power. So that's why we are going to do this task. How's our temperature? So 603. So we needed 550 Kelvin. So the way we can get some of that is by putting in raw ores, processing them, and it will lower the temperature. Oh, look at that, wasn't even enough. So we've degassed that, which means it won't give off any more gas, which is fine. But we got that close to 550. I'm betting, now this is a hope, if I put in the right materials, we should be able to get our solder. Is this on? Let's make sure we're not wasting the battery. Put that away. And we want to keep it between 350 and 550. Hopefully that will lower the temperature sufficiently. Oh, it's close. 8 Kelvin, too much. So, the way we can fix this, now we've made what's called a reagent. So if I inject this material, that is our reagent. It is a mixture of the two. But what we need to do is cool this down just a bit more. And the way we can do that is by degassing some material. I would like to degas some iron, but I don't have any. So what I'm going to do, if you put in silver, silver has an explosive gas in it. I believe it's nitrous oxide, which is not good. So we know that copper is okay to degas. So I can grab a little more copper. We won't need too much. We just got to get it down 8 degrees. See if we can get enough to get the temperature in the range that we're looking for. All right, where are we at? 557. Let's put in this and see if we get lucky. Oh, 2 degrees Kelvin. All right, let's go grab just a bit more. Oh, there's some iron. We can degas the iron. Is there a little more? Really hate digging holes like this around my base. However, there is a terrain manipulator which you can make later to fill in these holes. It's not the end of the world, it's just not something I prefer to do. Okay, oh, see, we just need to get 1 degree. Let's put that in there. Oh, there goes my mining gun. Pretty sure that's not gonna be good. Yep, I'll have to make a new mining gun. Okay, well, that's a mistake. That's why you gotta pay attention to what you're doing. All right, we have it down to the right temperature. So we can just put this over here for now. And if we put our reagent back in, it's already been degassed, so it will not decrease the temperature. Okay, and you can see it is going through the process. It is making solder. This is green, which means we're good. Once it completes it all, I can open it up and we have 100 grams of solder. Okay, so let's see how much it's gonna cost us to make a miner. Mining drill. Can we make this? We need electrum. Well, I really don't want to make a mining MK2, but I don't think we have for the heavy, which is what I wanted to make. We need to make Invar, which is another iron and nickel. We don't have any nickel. So I guess we'll make the MK2. Do we have any gold? No, we don't have any gold. Well, we do have a little, but we need that gold. We need more gold. I can't mine any gold because I don't have a miner. I don't even have a tool printer to make the miner. Quite sure I can't make it in here. We need a tool manufacturing. Well, I guess we'll have to make tool manufacturing. Tool. We got to make one eventually. Iron and copper. Oh, not enough copper. Well, fortunately we have some here. We're going to have to heat this up a little bit. So let's get this heated up a bit. It is minus 44, so we're good. I can put 4 volatiles there, 2 oxide there. Press the old button. That should be enough temperature to... Actually, we might as well do this iron while we're at it. Oh, 1K. I wonder if I could do that silicone before the temperature cools off. Ah, we got lucky. All right. Copper. Put that in there. And we need a dual manufacturing. Not what I planned on doing, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Oh, we had copper or silicone there. Well, we've got extra. All right. I'm going to turn this guy off. Turn that off. Put this over here for safety purposes. It's going to be a minute. Let's take some coal. Say 10. And just throw it in here to give us a little power. And then I'm going to... Oh, of course, it was a large battery in the tool. Excellent. Do I have another large battery here? No. All right, I can turn this off for now. Put my coal away. Grab this battery, swap it out for that battery. Close that. Put this battery in here. This one has no battery. Put that in there. Put that battery there. Swap that battery for that one to keep it charged. How we doing? 93%. 42 plastic sheets, that's a lot. Okay. There's our tool maker. It is another printer. So we'll just hook it up in the usual spot. Just gonna go inside here and make sure I don't have any other turn this off too because we don't want that to happen. Okay, we are... Oh, our wheat has grown. That's good. Oh, we're keeping it in the fridge if I recall. Alright, so we have our wheat seeds back. So we can take this wheat out. Plant that back. Plant that back. Set it on the ground for now. Our potatoes. Oh, we got potatoes. That's good. Okay, we can put our potato seeds back. Now we've got our base. 1, 2. Grow 2 potato plants. Put these potatoes in the fridge for food for later. Pick up this wheat. Plant that wheat in there. Put in there for later. Alright, so now we are growing food. We are actually on a surplus. Oxygen. Let's release our waste canister in here. How are we getting oxygen? Oh, just from here still. Okay. Might as well top it up while we're here.
Airtime critical.
Okay. I have no batteries in here. Oh, there's a small battery in there. Flare gun, mining charge. Oh, mining charges. Those will be fun. And a mining belt. Well, let's... Ooh, that was close. You have to be careful picking those up. Alright, let's put this here. Open this mining belt here. Put it there. That'll be our extra stuff. Oh, I can actually put these in there. Excellent. Our original mining belt is there. We can put that there. Oh, I could mine. We have a pick. Could use a hand pick. It would be slow, but it would work. Alright, while we're here, let's get some... Okay, put this back. We don't need a flare gun, and I don't need these flares at the moment. Get some water. Do we have a cereal bar? We have a little bit of a cereal bar. We have... Did we use them all up? Alright. Oh, we had cereal bars right there. Well, hindsight's 20/20. Alright, let's close this up. Close up our helmet. We're gonna need to... I can go mining because I have mining charges. Interesting. Let's see. Well, let's finish this guy out here. Oh, power's critical. Alright, so we're gonna swap this guy back out for that guy. We're gonna get some iron sheets. And a welding torch. We're gonna need some plastic sheets. Cable coils. Plastic sheets. Put those back. Put the iron sheets back. A screwdriver, I believe it is, to finish it off. Run some cable. Alright, so important safety tip. Don't throw your miner in the furnace. One would think that would be obvious. One would think. Okay, first we're going to need to make a battery. Because we destroyed our large battery because, you know, why not? All right, so battery large. I need gold. Did I not have gold? Am I out of gold? Ah, gold. How much gold did I need to make a large battery? 5. Okay, we're gonna definitely need to get some gold. All right, we only need one of those. We have a large battery there and a large battery there. Okay, so what I'm going to do is take this battery and swap it out. Okay, it's charging. It'll take power from there. And the sun is coming up, so that's good. All right, put that away. Mining tool. Wow, it's only 3 iron and 2 copper. It's not horrible. Not going to break the bank. Still. Not pleased about it. Okay, now put this here, grab that battery there. We have our mining tool. Excellent. We're going to grab this guy here. Even though it's daytime, we're still going to use this device because I don't want to get lost. All right, we're good. Now, if I remember, on top of this hill, on the other side was some gold. And we need gold because we have to make electrum. Yes, we're still working on the automation of satellites or the solar panels, but we have to get the proper materials. Okay, so there's a little gold here. Just for fun, let's use one of the explosive devices. So I click on this. I split one. I'm going to go to this one. Arm. Drop it in there and run away. Hopefully this is far enough.
Cognition critical.
Okay,
Critical.
that was not far enough. I guess I didn't throw the right one away. Well, that's what not to do. Fortunately, we are playing on beginner level, so I respawn with equipment, and I can go get my body. I have enough emergency supplies in my emergency suit. This is not a stellar day for stationeers. I wonder how poorly damaged my equipment is. Alright, let's see. Look for a big hole. Well, there's my dead body. Yeah. Okay. Damage is at 88%. That is not good. Let's see. Pick myself up. Put my backpack here. Put my helmet there. Okay. That's my uniform. There's my old helmet. There's my old suit. There's my old belt and my old uniform. Okay. I'm going to take this with me because this will eventually decay into a skull, which we will keep for a reminder of what not to do.
Power low.
Power is low. Where is our base? Now remember, we don't want to run down the hill too quickly. Well, we're going to have to build a new spacesuit. Let's go inside here and sort ourselves out. All right, we'll just set you here. And then let's see now if I 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this is empty. So I can put my uniform back on. Okay, there's my uniform. It does not appear to be damaged. That is not damaged. That is not damaged. Interesting. Excellent. So what is in here? Nothing. All right, so this is our emergency suit. So we're gonna need to make some room for our emergency suit. Put that there. Put that down there. An emergency helmet. I don't think it lasts very long. I've never really had this issue, so we'll just have to figure that out. I'm gonna put these outside. This was our emergency tool belt with some emergency tools. So we'll put that in there. This is our belt. Okay, we'll see what we did wrong there in a minute. That is our mining belt. Our miner. I think we're back in shape. I need a belt. Goes there. Tool belt. Goes there. All right, let's try this again. And this time, let's try not to blow ourselves up. Highly recommend that we don't do that. Close our helmet. We are losing daylight. Turn on the tracker. Later on, when I re-watch this video, I'm going to have to see what I did wrong there. I thought I did it properly, but apparently not. However, I did not see if there was any material that we mined, which was the whole purpose of this trip. So, let's go back to the scene of the crime. If we could find the scene of the crime. Our base is there. It should be somewhere in this vicinity. I'm guessing it's that giant hole right there. No material. Strange. All right, let's try this again. I'm going to mine a little hole right here. I'm going to split one. This time what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it in there, arm it, and run away. Ah, see? It worked that time. We didn't die. Okay, and we should have, yes, look, we have gold. So what you can do is you can put your mining tool in your hand, and even without power, apparently you just point and left click and it will suck up the gold. I don't know why it works that way, but that's just how it works. Okay, and we're getting a little dark out. We're gonna do another one of those. Split one. And run away. That's how it's supposed to work. Oh, look at this. We've got some ice, which is going to melt eventually. So I'm going to put this ice over here. Get my gun out. What did we get? Okay, so we've got 50 gold and 30 iron ore. We got a little extra ice, which we didn't need, but doesn't hurt. We have this extra mining belt, so we can keep all our ices in it for now. But we've got to even out our silver. We want to keep that one there. And this one here for when we're doing smelting. All right. I think that's good. Keep this guy for later. Head back to base. We do need to find some silver. Now, if I recall, there was some silver quite close to the base. And we can get 50 gold, we can get 50 silver, and we can make some electrum. Then, we can make the housing, the IC unit, and a computer. And then we can charge, hopefully, automate our electricity. Alrighty. Silver was right here. Put that away. We're just going to do this the safe way. I don't want to blow up my base. $44. We just need 6 more. There we go. Always get more later. What I'll do is I'll just see if there's any. I won't mine it, but I'll just expose it so I can see it in case I need it later to remind me that it's there. All right, back at base. Let's we can put this in our suit, put this in here to charge. We'll put that guy in there just in case we need to do some small mining later. You can go there. You can go in here. You can go here. We can close you for now. I did not want to do that. Put these in here so they're out of the way. We can put that there so it's out of the way. Right. Now, we can put that in there and that in there. That goes inside that belt. We don't need it right now. We can get it later. That's our focus. Okay, so where did we leave off? We wanted to make electrum. So let's look up what do we need for electrum. We need 600 Kelvin to 100 kilokelvins. So quite hot. 800 megapascal or kilopascals to 2.4 megapascals. 5 gold to 5 silver, so 1-to-1 ratio. So we want to get a specific pressure of no more than 2.4 megapascals. Now we have quite a bit of pressure. So what we're going to do is let some of that pressure go. We have the right temperature. So what I'm going to do is close this, and I'm going to front load our materials. Now these will increase the temperature, you'll see, because they have nitrous oxide and oxygen. So any volatiles that are in there will ignite. But that's fine because we're well within our temperature. We actually want 638, 600. So we're good. So we just got to lower our pressure down to under 2.4 megapascals. It's getting there quickly. That should do it. And we have Electrum. Excellent. All right, now we wanted to make there's two types. There's a stand-up computer and there's a laptop computer. To make a laptop, we need solder, electrum, steel, copper, and gold. Okay, well, we have all that. So we could make, we need a tier 2 electronics printer, which we do not have. And to make a tier 2 electronics printer, you need a printer mod, which takes Constantan and solder. Constantan we do not have. So let's see, what do we need to make a computer? Iron, gold, and copper. Well, we have that stuff. So let's just make a standard computer. We need to make some gold. I believe I had some gold in here. Should have enough temperature for gold. Make sure we put the right thing in now. That's fine. Okay, and how much gold do we need to make a computer? 5, so we have enough. All right, and we needed solder. We can turn that off, close that up. We only want one computer. In here we have nothing, in here we have nothing. Excellent. All right, so while that's chugging away, how's our power? Our power is good. Oxygen, food is good. Make sure our plants are not dark deficient, which I'm guessing they will be. Light deficient, so I'll give them some light. It'll be much nicer when we have that automated as well. Okay, our computer is almost done. Okay, and now we need to make a IC10 chip, which takes gold, which we don't have enough of, electrum, which we have plenty of, and what about a housing? We can make a housing. So we'll make a housing, and I'll show you what that looks like. We're gonna have to go get some gold though. So what we're gonna do is run some wires along here to the data ports. This will allow the computer and the housing and the chip that we're going to program to talk to the solar panels. and tell them using MIPS coding how to track the sun. Okay, so there's our housing. We can put that there for now. Let's grab a battery, throw it in here, grab our tracking chip, throw it in there, grab that, grab our backup lining belt. Excellent, and let's go find some gold. Survived one day without dying. Yep. Well, that's what happens. There's the sun. Which is helpful because then we'll be able to see shiny gold. Gotta be careful running down the side of that mountain. What's that? Shiny something. Shiny. Oh, shiny gold. Look at that. Okay. We have one more of those doohickeys. Let's mine some gold. There we go. Ah, that's a fair amount of gold. What did we need? Oh, we need nickel, I think. I didn't see any nickel. So, important safety tip, I guess, is when you're using explosive devices to mine, you actually have to put them in the hole and not on your person. Lesson learned. All right, we have some gold. Now we'll be able to make an IC-10. Which is the chip. We have a computer. Oh, we're going to need an IC motherboard to run the computer. And we're also going to need a little more juice. So let's grab, say, 10 of those. All right. What's our temperature? Should be okay for gold. We'll see. Nope. Not enough for gold. So we're going to need to increase the temperature. What do we need for gold? 327. Was the pressure too low? Temperature too low. Okay. It's a little warm, so we have to be quick doing this. So I'm going to open this guy and this guy. Put them over here, and very quickly I'm going to grab some volatiles. Did not go in as planned. So we'll try this again. And then grab some oxide. Activate it. Now we have sufficient. We can actually do this iron up. Might as well. Anything else we got over here? No. So we'll do up that gold. And that gold. Put this gold in the electronics printer. Turn it on. Get the IC10 going. We just want one of those guys. Pressure is not bad. Temperature is good. How are we doing on copper? 4 copper. I think that is not good. Because we need to make some more wires. And we need copper to do that. So let's go get copper. I'm gonna... Oh, look at that. See, that's what happens. You don't pay attention. We were out and about. Could have got lost. Died. You never know. Okay, there's our IC10. We have our housing, so let's put that there for now. And quickly... Tracking, yeah, it's working, okay. Go find some copper. Didn't see any copper on the side of the hill there, so let's head off in, oh, I don't know, this direction. Try not fall in a giant hole. Some coal, some ice. That might be some copper there, maybe. Yes. Sadly, we have no more explosive. We can make those later. Actually, we can make those in the tool printer. So, kind of self-perpetuating. The explosives blew. Oh no, I destroyed my. This has not been a good day on Stationeers. Put my miner in the furnace. Blew myself up. Well, I got a free suit out of it. Look at that way. Never actually saw one of those emergency suits before, so that's interesting. It seemed like it was decaying as I was wearing it. So good to know. You only have so much time to recover your body before your emergency suit decays. I did not know that. Alright. Oh, what's that? Silicon. Well, I'll grab it, but I don't really need it per se. Alright. We're getting a little long in the tooth on this video, so I want to get at least the programming set up. Okay, grab some more copper since we're here. We're going to build a laptop. We couldn't because we didn't have Constantin. Curiosity, what is in Constantin? There it is. It is copper and nickel, but it is a very high pressure and a very high temperature. We could probably make some Constantin. I'd have to go find nickel. And you've watched me mine enough today. You watched me blow myself up mining. I think we got enough mining for today. Next time, we'll go get some Constantin. We'll make the higher alloys, but we'll actually... Oh, you can do it in a tier 1 furnace. Good. Because some stuff you can't make in a tier 1 furnace. You have to use an advanced furnace, which we don't have yet. That'll be something we'll make in the future. Alright. Oh, look at that. We've got an even 100. How are we temperature-wise? Oh, we're good. Let's get this copper through. Do. Excellent. Come on out. Should be able to get another round through. All right, let's make some cables. All right, grab our IC10 chip, grab our housing. Cables are being produced. Now, where do we want to put the computer? So we're going to run some more cables down here. And we're going to hook up to the IC10. We don't want it to be in the way. Maybe I'll put it... No. I feel like this is in the way. I could move that. Pick that up, put it over here. I think it's a drill for this guy. Nope, it's a wrench. Where's my wrench? Yeah, that's good enough. Well. And I can grab that. There. And what? Oh, that's a lot of cable. I think we're good. Okay. Let's pick up our plethora of cable here. It looks like a lot, but it's not that much. And you know what? You are gonna end up using all this cable anyway. What do we end up with? That was almost a stack of cable, which, believe it or not, we will burn through a stack of cable. Okay, so we need a computer. We need an IC motherboard. Remember, we needed that? IC editor. IC editor. Gold and copper. That is for the computer. All right, so computer. Let's put it here. It's going to need power. Power is going to come from there. I can just slip it across in front, I guess. I could run it off main power, I suppose. Right. And if I recall, it's just a screwdriver. Yep, there's a computer. Actually, you know what I want to do is I never use the old style computer. So, just for fun, something different. Deconstruct. Probably need this. Looks like a big Game Boy. All right, so there is a flap right here, and that is where you put this motherboard. This, depending on what you want to do with the computer, you put in different motherboards to do different things. We want to use this to edit the housing, which we are going to put here. Now, what I'm going to do is, first of all, connect my power. Okay, then I need to bring my data from my solar panels. Let's see. Let me think about this. I want my power to come out of the data to come out of here. Okay, so I'm going to decide where to put my housing. We have power on one end and data on the other. The data is going to come from the satellite, or the solar panels. The power, I guess we could just use the main power there. So for now, we can always move it later. We can hook our data into And we need to hook the data also from the computer to the housing. Can I sneak it under here? Oh, there we go. All right, and then power we can have come from the main power for now. Now, did we see what we did wrong? Look, there's the data, there's the power. Somebody, by somebody I mean me, hooked their little device up backwards. There. Okay, so what I can do now is I can take this chip and put it in here. Now, to get these to talk to here, we need to be able to figure out where the sun is. In order to figure out where the sun is, you need to use a sensor. In here, we can get a sensor kit. The sensor kit makes all different kinds of sensors. The one that we want to use is called a daylight sensor. So we're going to connect a daylight sensor to the solar panel data cable. Now, it's best if it lays flat. It doesn't have to be up there, and actually what I might do is just put it down here. This is where it gets a little confusing, and I may screw this up. But what I need to do is figure out where 0 is. 0 is that way on the compass. So, depends on how I've hooked these fellas up. So you can see this is at, if I put a wrench in my hand, I think we can tell. "90 degrees vertical. 110 degrees vertical. So 0 vertical is this way. Now, as I understand it, what I need to do is hook up the daylight sensor so that the port faces 0. Now, this may be wrong, and we may have to adjust it later, but that's what we're going to go with for now. And I'm going to connect it to the data line. So you can see it's telling you right now the grid sunlight is false, the solar angle is 141, there's no sunlight, it's at 1 degree, horizontal 140, vertical is where the sun is right now. So it's telling us where the sun is orbiting around the planet. We need to take that data, put it on this chip to tell these solar panels to follow the sun. So what we're going to do is we're going to turn on our computer. Okay, nothing blew up. We have an IC housing, so what I'm going to do is grab my labeler, and I'm going to name this solar housing. And before I forget, I'm going to see, can I turn this off from out here? No. So I'll have to go inside because those plants are going to get cooked by that light source and die if I don't turn them off. Moderately well. Yeah, that's because they're probably... Oh, look, there's my skull. Ah, poor Yorick. So let's put my skull in here for now. We'll put somewhere better later. All right. Okay, and here we go. We named it solar housing. So because I can click on this down arrow here and then pick different housings that are hooked up to this data line. So you want to make sure that you're writing in the proper one. Now, what I need to do, like I said, is tell this computer, tell this chip, to tell this daylight sensor, to tell these solar panels where the sun is. So this is the power switch for your housing. Oh, we are not getting power. So we're going to have, there's no power because there's no sun. So there's no sun, there's no power coming in. I need to get power from the battery, which is here. So I've created an issue with the placement of my computer. So what I can do is I can pull this out. I can take my computer down, which I believe is a screwdriver. And I need to get, I'm going to put my computer here. Yes, that should work. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to run this data cable to the computer here, to the computer there. Excellent. And then I'm going to disconnect this power. And run power from the battery. And I need just a few more heavy cables. To complete the connection. Might as well get some power going here. All right, we should have power now. Power here, power here. Excellent, we have power. Okay, solar housing is up. We can turn this off. Put these away. Now, what we're going to do is write a little program in here in MIPS, and we're going to export it from here to this chip here. Okay, this housing has little pins on it where we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're named 0 to 5, but there's 6 of them. We're going to associate this pin with that housing, with that daylight sensor. You activate your screwdriver, point it over top, and if I left click, it will cycle through showing you the solar computer retro. That's not what we want. Daylight sensor. That's what we want. So now this device is talking to that device, but it's not getting any information because I haven't written a program. What I'm going to do is edit this device. Now it's going to bring up our script. I have a script save, which I'm going to bring in here now and show you. Next time I'm going to go over this in more detail. But here we have created alias our daylight sensor on D0. D0 is this pin here. We've told it that it's on D0. So now this device knows that it's on D0. We have defined our solar panels. If you go into your Stationpedia and you look up solar panel, we're using solar panel dual, not heavy, just dual. There is a hash, prefab hash. We don't want the kit, we want the dual, and we want this number here. If I left click on it, you can see it copies it to the clipboard. I can edit my script. I don't want that number. I want solar panel dual, which is that number. Then I'm going to tell my program to start. It's going to do these functions, and then it's going to communicate to set the horizontal and the vertical on the solar panels. That's what solar panel stands for, solar panel dual. And then it should, when I export it, move the solar panels. Now, the question is this facing the right way? It appears to be facing the opposite direction. So what I can do is I can edit this, and by subtracting 90 degrees from there, it should alter the angle. That did not alter the angle. Did I do it right? Sub R0, 90 R0. The other fix, of course, is to, well, that did have some effect. Rotate the angle of this sensor.
Hunger cautious.
Now, when I move that, what happens is this device forgets that it was talking to the daylight sensor. So I need to modify it to the daylight sensor. And then we can see if this is pointing the right way. So it all depends on where this points. That's the way it points, the narrow end. And that looks like we have the right up and down, but we don't have the right horizontal. So let's try moving this again. Let's try it this way. Okay, we have oh yeah, that looks about right. The way you can tell is if you look at your solar panel, it will tell you the efficiency. So we have the right efficiency. It is turning the right way. It's following the sun. You can see it's slowly turning. And it is tracking up. So it appears that we have configured this correctly. Excellent. Next time, what we're going to do is I'm going to go over this in more detail and tell you how I learned to write it. I learned to write it by watching other people write it because I don't know anything about programming. So I watched other people who play this game write it, learned from them, and then copied it, and then figured out how it works. And I'll explain that in more detail. I don't have time to do it today. But you can turn this off. It will now track, and now we will have much more efficient power. That's going to be it for today. We're going to go grab some food and some water. Check on our plants. Release our waste tank. Just so we'll be in a good position for next time. Okay, water's good. Food is good. Oh, we actually used all that one up, but that's okay. We have more. Soon we won't be using those. We'll be using our own food. How is our food coming along? Thriving towards seeding. Thriving towards seeding. Moderately well. Moderately well. Okay, what is the complaint? Let's see what the complaint is. Open this guy. Let's check our atmosphere in here first of all. Okay, it is 30 degrees. It's a little warm in here. 61.9 kilopascals. We do have sufficient carbon dioxide and nitrogen and oxygen. So I'm guessing it's too hot. That will be something we'll have to deal with next time. So let's close this guy. Close this guy. You can see there's no light deficiency, which is good. We are within the required parameters for there, but you see we are above the max ideal temperature. We're going to set up a way to deal with that in the next episode. The quick way to deal with it right now is just put some of this in my hand, let some oxygen in the air, and lower the temperature. Okay, and now you'll see they are well within the right range. And if I check, they will correct themselves eventually. Actually, we've got 5 wheat there. It is driving towards seeding. All right, so we're in good shape for food. We're in good shape for oxygen. We're in good shape for our waste tank.
Airtime critical.
We automated our panels. We took them off here, which means we have more access to better wiring. Going to be a little neater, a little smoother. Next time we will put some oxygen in here and I'll go over the programming in greater detail. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe and like, and I'll talk to you next time.